Well, there we have it. A couple of days ago, our Keir, as he likes to be known, was there, well, swaggering around, basically saying how he saved the British car industry, all thanks to a deal struck between himself and the current president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, right? Well, some people might say good for him. But behind the scenes, as ever, with Keir, you never really get the truth. That's the problem with this government. I mean, you've got to laugh, by the way. Only the other day in the Times newspaper, they did a big interview with, of course, Rachel Reeves, the lying chancellor of the CV, Rachel Reeves, and she basically just said how well she's doing, and they never contested any of it. The woman is a walking disaster, a liar, a cheat, and more importantly, alongside the business secretary, Jonathan Reynolds, should not be held in any high position. But these are the people that our Keir likes to surround himself by. But behind the scenes, when he popped up to announce this wonderful deal up at Jaguar, well, things are not going too well. Let me explain. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Nice to have your company. If you remember, this last year was a big thing, wasn't it? The new ad from, what do they call it now? Jaguar Land Rover. Now, I don't know about you, but Jaguar cars were the ultimate when I was growing up. If you had one of those, you were mega rich. I mean, it just was the branding. Everything about it said, well, brilliance, didn't it? And then, of course, like everything, they decided to try and go woke, And this is really what you might call a Bud Light situation over here that you had in America with Dylan Mulvaney, who was currently annoying people over here in London's West End, to say the least. I don't care what these people say, oh, all of this. It's a fella in a frock. He's a very good actor and he's literally rinsing the money in. Hats off to him, but that's what he really is. And the bottom line is, with Jaguar, they had the same problem. You see, they decided to wipe away with their traditional, sort of advertising, and it was sort of believe nothing, everything's changing. No cars in the advert, if you remember. I mean, think about that. No actual cars in the advert. Now, also, they decided to use fancy models and everything. Now, it got a lot of attention because these things do grab the headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. You see, it's a little bit like, and I've said this to the guys out there, when you go in the store, for instance, Marks and Spencer's over here in the United Kingdom, have you noticed, chums, how all of the suits and the shirts and everything slim fit? Now, right, you know what I'm saying? Young people do not shop in Marks and Spencer, so why on earth do they have these suits for slim-fitted people? We're all basically anywhere between a 38 and a 48, right? And that's the bottom line. So these things at like 31 and 28, no, nobody's going to buy that. That's the reason why the sales are bombing. That's exactly what Jaguar has worked out. Jaguar Land Rover. They've dumped that particular ad campaign company. They say refreshed, it's just refreshed, right? Of course it's refreshed, right? But the other side of it is, get this, and this says everything about the people that are running these companies. The people that are running that company that sanctioned that deal and sided off and got the money and all that sort of stuff, even though the sales of Jaguar plummeted, right? Well, they got a mega bonus. And this is the thing that I never understand in business. You make an absolute hash of it, right? Useless. Sales plummet. It's like the woman I've told you before, Dame Sharon White, who sort of made an absolute rubbish of Waitrose and John Lewis. Now she's got another job and got a massive payoff. It seems like, the further you fail, the more that you pick up. Can Jaguar return, though, to the glory days? Well, it depends who they sign up next. But to me, whatever they signed up, I could give them the advice for free. Go back to basics and make sure the cars run on time. And a very simple ad saying, we sell cars. We are Jaguar Land Rover. What else do you need? Certainly not fancy models, certainly not a woke message, and arty colours that nobody really cares about. Anybody else agree? Neil Sean, Kensington, London.